Hi, y'all. It's your brother Pat. And just want to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasharah and those that were also grafted in. And this will be the first episode of prophetic preaching. First off, I want to say all praises be to the Most High Yah and His Son, the revolutionary warrior, Mashiach, the Messiah, the Christ, Yasha, and all power, glory, honor, and majesty, and worship be to His Father, whom we must worship in spirit and in truth. He is the mighty one of Jacob. He is the Elohim of Shem, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, of Israel, of David, and of my fathers, therefore he's my Elohim as well. Praise be to him. And today I'd like to talk about something that we really don't speak about that much. Everybody, if you ask them who is the way, the truth, and the life, they're going to be like, the Christ. Jesus Christ. You'll be like, okay, yeah. Yeshua is the way, the truth, and the life. But what did he mean by that? Now let's go to John chapter 14, verse 6. Man, this is awesome. Y'all gonna love this because, man, when the Father gave it to me, I was too excited. I was like, I gotta go ahead and share this. The book of John, chapter 14, verse 6. And it says, Yeshua saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Alright, so we know the song, Lord, I lift your name on high. And we know it's a part in there that says, you came from heaven to earth to show the way. Okay, so we're going to start off with the way. So what was awesome was we're going to break it down into parts. The way, the truth, and the life. And he also called himself the light of the world. So we're gonna put the light in there too. So first off, we're going to go to Psalms chapter 119, verse 1. Psalms 119 and 1. I'm telling you, this is beautiful. Okay. Blessed are the undefiled in the way, who walk in the law of the Most High. Let me read that again. Blessed are the undefiled in the way, who walk in the law of the Most High. Alright, so we're going to read this precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Alright, and let's go to Psalms 119, verse 30. I have chosen the way of truth. Now this is a double whammy, he has both of them in it. I have chosen the way of truth, thy judgments have I laid before me. I have chosen the way of truth, thy judgments have I laid before me. Alright, now we're going to go to Psalms chapter 21, verse 4. He asked life of thee, and thou gavest it him, even length of days, forever and ever. Okay. Alright, now we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21. and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left. So there's only one way. There ain't many ways, there's only one way. Alright, and there's another song we know where it goes, sing yes to his will, yes to his ways. Alright, now, let's go to Psalms 40 and 8. We're going to tie this all in together. Trust me, we're going to tie it all together. The grass wither. Oh, sorry, apologize. I delight to do thy will, O my Elohim, which is mighty one. Yea, thy law is within my heart. Alright, so we see right here, his will equals his law. Okay, so what we understand about a law is this. A law equals a will and a testament. If you think of a last will, such last testament in the natural. So say you're about to die and you know you're about to die, or you've probably experienced maybe your grandparents or even maybe your parents, and you know they might have an estate and they leave their will. You know, somebody like, okay, I want to delegate the house to such and such, or I want to delegate this amount of money to such and such. I want to delegate this car to such and such. I want to give this horse to such, and so on and so forth. Whereas the Son with his law and his will is the same thing. Now we understand also with a testament, there can be no testament without a testator. Now a testator is what? That's the one that dies. So, with that being said, when he was establishing his law on Mount Sinai, if you recall, everybody had to place their hands, and the blood had to be sprinkled on all the people. The blood of the covenant. Just the same as the Mashiach being the lamb, his blood has to be sprinkled on the people as a testament to what he did. And so that would be a last will / testament in the natural. Now, we know his will is also equal to his ways. So that means that his ways are equal to his law, which means that that's how you know his ways. That's how you walk in the way that he wants you to walk, by walking in his laws. So now let's go to Jeremiah chapter 31 and 33. And this tends to be a verse that everybody loves to quote in the church. So, we'll read. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Most High, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. It also does say the house of Israel. That's who he's putting his law in. Okay, but let's keep going. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30 and 16. Let's tie it all in together. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and 16. In that I command thee this day to love the Most High thy Elohim, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply, and that Yah thy Elohim shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. So there we see ways, statutes, and judgments all in the same verse again. So we understand his statutes, his judgments, his laws, and his ways, they're all intertwined. Meaning, if you ain't walking in his laws, his statutes, or his judgments, you ain't walking in the way he wants you to go. So you're not hearing that voice behind you that's telling you the way to go. You hearing a whole nother voice if it goes against his law. Alright, now we're going to go to Exodus 18 and 20, y'all. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. Now, once again, ordinances, laws, the way, they all in the same verse again. So that's showing you that's intertwined. You can't have one without the other. Alright? Ooh. Alright. Okay, so we see right there. Okay, so we see right there in that part. That was the part about the way. And that's beautiful. Now we're going to move to the truth. Alright? So we're going to go to John chapter 1, verse 14. Now remember, the Mashiach, the Christ, the Messiah, he said he was the way, the truth, and the life. Okay, so the second part of that was him saying he was the truth. Okay, so let's find out what the truth is now. Alright? If you love the truth, you'll listen to this. And you'll go back and check behind me. You know, don't check just what I say, but, you know, seek the spirit of truth. And the spirit of truth within you will tell you if this is truth or not. Alright, so we're going to go to John chapter 1, verse 14. And we're going to see what it say about the truth. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Okay, so he had favor and he had truth. But now we need to know what truth is. Okay, so that's truth right there. Now, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 1 through 5. Actually, let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Yeah, that's where we want to go. All right. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. And it says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. All right. Now, let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 4. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. All right, now let's precept that with Proverbs chapter 4, verse 2. And I'm going to show you something that a lot of times we don't see, but it's beautiful. It really is. Man, like the way the word all go together is beautiful. Okay. Now, For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. Okay? So the law is good doctrine. That's good doctrine. But they're turning away from that. They don't want to hear it. They want to hear doctrines of devils, seducing spirits, things of that nature. But we understand from these verses that faith in these verses is equivalent to truth. Falling away from the truth, falling away from the faith, it's the same thing in these three verses. Now we're going to go to Psalms 119, verse 29 and 30. I mean, you can get so much of this out of Psalms 119. I mean, David talked about the law a lot. And we understand that David was known as a man after Elohim's own heart. So, if you ain't delighting in his way, his truth, his life, his light, his law, and you ain't really after his heart. Alright, so let's keep it going. Let's keep it going here. Psalms chapter 119, verses 29 through 30. Remove from me the way of lying, and grant me thy law graciously. I have chosen the way of truth. Thy judgments have I laid before me. Now, if we've been paying attention, we understand that we did read that already. We read that in which part? We read that in the part about the way. Now, we get to bring this one back again because it has truth in it. The way of truth. So we understand that his judgments, his statutes, his laws have something to do with the way. They also have something to do with truth. Because he said the way of truth, his judgments have King David laid before him. It's the most high judgments that King David has laid before him, so that he may know truth. Because even in verse 29, he also said from the way of lying. Lying, the opposite of the Torah, the opposite of the Most High's instructions. And he said, and grant me his law graciously. So he needs his law. He wants his law in him. He wants to read it so that he can stay truthful. All right? So let's keep going right there. Let's go to Galatians chapter 3. Verse 1. Actually, let's go to Numbers. Let's go to Numbers. And this one, everybody love to quote. They'll quote it quick as day. I mean, love to quote it. Elohim is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? So we understand the Most High, he never lies. He always tells the truth. Anytime he says something, it's going to come to pass. It's always truth. It's always true. We know this. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah really quick. Let's go to Isaiah. And we're going to see this. We're going to see this. Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So, anytime he speaks, it's coming to pass. Point blank, period. Each and every time. Never misses the mark. Perfection. All right, now let's go to Galatians chapter 3, verse 1. And people like to use Galatians as far as talking about the law. So let's get into this one. Let's knock that stronghold down too. All right. Galatians chapter 3, verse 1. O foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you, that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Yeshua Mashiach hath been evidently set forth, crucified among you. All right? So, we got to obey the truth. Now, we went through what the truth was. All right? Let's keep it moving here. Galatians chapter 5, verse 7. Ye did run well. Who did hinder you that ye should not obey the truth? Once again, who hindered you that you should not obey the truth? Who changed these things? The truth is, the law ain't done away with. Now, let's keep going. We're going to go to John, chapter 17, verse 14 through 18. Let's keep going here. We're going to put it all together so everybody can understand it. Let's keep going here. All right. John chapter 17, verse 14 through 18. Verse 14 says, I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. I pray not that thou shouldst take them out of the world, but that thou shouldst keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. As thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. And for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. Now, his word is truth. Now, we have to understand that his law came by his word as well. His ways, the truth, and everything with that came forth from his word. So, Scripture confirms Scripture. The word is going to confirm the word. It's not going to go against his own word. Now let's go to John chapter 3, verse 21. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in Elohim. So he's good, him that doeth truth. So there must be something that they doing in order to do truth. There's got to be something that's showing, okay, that you're doing truth. How would you know that you're doing truth? But we already set that out in front of you, what the truth is. All right, now let's go to John chapter 8, verse 44. John chapter 8, verse 44 says, Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Now, what is he referencing to? Let's go back to Genesis chapter 3, verse 4 through 6, to see that he was a liar from the beginning. And remember that we had just said, thy word is truth. Now, the lie of the enemy going to try to make the Most High's word out to be a lie, but we also already know from reading in Numbers that he never lies. enemy is the one that lies, so this is what he's going to come in and do again. He's going to come in and lie. Alright, we're going to go to Genesis chapter 3, verse 4 through 6. And it says, And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for Elohim doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as mighty ones, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. We got to remember the Most High's word is truth. His word. And anything contrary to that is a lie. Don't listen to it, don't believe it. Now let's go to Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Alright, and it says, My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy Elohim, I will also forget thy children. Okay, so we see right here, if you forget his law, you reject his law. You don't listen to it. You don't do it. You have a lack of knowledge. It means you have no fear of him. Understand that the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Okay? And he gave the law so that we would be wiser than other countries, that we would be able to know him, and that also we would fear him. Because we are to fear him. We are to fear him. We are to reverence him. Let me read one more verse, because I believe that's all I got time for. So I'm going to read one more verse. And that'll be John chapter 8, verse 45. Okay? And it says, And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. So it's showing right here. It's showing right here that those scribes and those Pharisees that was coming up against him, they was being prideful, and they had not a love of the truth. They hated the truth. Somebody came out and told the truth, they got mad. And that's how a lot of people are today. When you want to tell them the truth about their situation, what's going on, you know, they don't want to believe you. They're like, you need to love me. You need to not judge me. Only God can judge me. And I'm putting quotes around that. Things of that nature. Or, yeah, it knows my heart. And do you know your heart? We know the heart is desperately wicked above all things. Who can know it? Jeremiah. Go look that up, find that. But right now, for this part, which would be part 1, I'm going to say shalom.